Today's game is FragPunk, the newest FPS 5v5 hero shooter to hit the scene, brought to you by Bad Guitar Studio. Now, this game is definitely more up my alley as a style of game I've played a lot of. I started my competitive shooter video gaming with Rainbow Six Siege, and the second game I picked up was Valorant. I'd heard a little about this game, but hadn't participated in any alphas or betas, and had seen almost no content. All I'd heard was that the game had cards that would change the way the matches played out. So, with an almost clean slate of knowledge, we booted the game. First up, the game let us adjust settings off the rip, presenting them to us on a silver platter to adjust without having to go looking for them myself. There's also a motion sickness button to flip most of the settings we all turn off, like head bob, V-Sync, etc., which was very handy as I didn't have to go looking for these settings myself. The second thing I noticed, gorgeous art style. It's fun to look at, but not so overwhelming that there's just too much color. The hero designs, or lancers as they're called in FragPunk, are diverse and just fun, with the wee robot character and his little anglerfish being my favorite so far. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. How is the gameplay? It took me a few games to not try and lean, but the concept is cool. We all know the classic two-site plant the bomb / defuse map and style of play that comes with Valorant and CSGO. This game uses the same style of maps, complete with teleporters on one of them. The abilities are familiar, but still fresh, and they can't just be used the same way as you would use them in one of those other games. Like being able to feed an anglerfish an explosive and use him as an explodable drone, or feed him a smoke grenade and drive him around to make an ongoing smoke screen. And rather than having flashbangs, smokes, and molotovs, you can take a pistol that has an attachment with your choice of utility on it. There's also a death mechanic when it comes to guns. If you die with a gun twice in that half, you can no longer use that gun. So if you're the kind of person who crashes out at your AWP player who's going 0 and 7, hold tight in the knowledge that it can only happen twice a half in FragPunk. And now for the meat. The cards. I was apprehensive, as this was either going to be the most frustrating thing or it was going to be hilarious. For what I've played so far, I gotta say things are actually pretty well balanced. Yes, you can make your opponents have giant heads, but they can also cancel out any headshot bonuses you get. And the effects only last for a round, which means a whole new set of cards come into play. Each card has to be voted on with a currency you earn during the match by either killing, getting assists, or breaking open little treasure pods on the map. You don't just get the cards that are shown to you. Your team also has to agree on which cards to pick, otherwise you can end up with nothing. And honestly, it leads to some fun interactions, from the wee fire kittens that follow you around and chase people, to having a quick nap to get your health back. These cards don't necessarily change the tide, but add a few extra surprises for you and your team to work around. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot going on with the menus, like a lot. There is Gamba for skins, there's premium Gamba for skins, there seems to be a currency for every page and every tab. But apart from a couple of skins limited to either the battle pass or their membership option, everything seems to be earnable with just a little grinding. So what's the con of that, you might ask? The better you are at the game, the easier that grind is going to be. And if you're worried about never being able to earn enough to buy a new Lancer, there are rewards for just logging in that will allow you to start unlocking them for free. We interrupt this broadcast because Past As forgot to mention about the overtime mechanic. Now, the overtime mechanic is basically a 1v1 duel where you pick the order that you go in from 1 to 5 and then you fight with the other team one-on-one. So first players will go against each other and whoever wins stays in, whoever dies gets swapped out for the second in line. And this will go through until everybody on one team is dead, giving the win to the last team standing. All in all, I had a bunch of fun with both friends and solo. 7 hours of gameplay had me almost to level 30, which is the rank threshold, and I'm thinking about it enough that I'll probably play it again tomorrow. Given that it's a free game, if you like the idea of any aspect of this game, in my opinion, it's worth picking up. There's more modes than just the attack and defend, and the cards really are a fun and new way to spice up old gameplay routines. Besides, it's free. If you don't like it, the only thing you've lost is some disk space for a day. Anyway, if you want to watch me blunder my way through remembering how to strategize in these sorts of games, I'm live most days over at twitch.tv/Azakaz. Until next time, be good, and if you can't be good at it. I got one. I get the second here.
Holy shit.